Pedro and Nelsie are so amazing. I love them so much. Their coffee is amazing. So why don't we go to Colombia and La Chorrera from Pitalito.
My name is Steve Layton, and I travel the world finding amazing and delicious coffee for you to drink at home. Some make coffee difficult to understand and complicated, but here it's my job to make it easy and fun and tell you what's in my mug.
So this coffee is a pretty special coffee to me. It comes from Colombia, comes from the department of Huila, which is very famous for its coffee production. And the nearest town is Pitalito, which is probably around about 5-10 kilometers away from the farm. The farm is owned by the Claros family, and it's called Finca La Chorrera. Altitude of the farm is around about 1,700 meters above sea level. It's a fairly small farm at 8 hectares, but fairly typical for Colombia. And they're growing 6 hectares of coffee on the farm. There is a little bit of forestation where they don't plant coffee. The varietal that we've got this week is Caturra, and it is a fully washed coffee. The relationship we have with Carlos and his family is pretty unique. And I'm going to go into a little bit more depth on that later. But in the meantime, I think what I'd like to do is start with snozzer in the bowl. So snozzer in the bowl. My snozzer is not working to its best of its ability today, but I'm hoping, because this coffee is so distinctive, that I can kind of smell those flavours coming through. So the first smell that I get, it's kind of like a chocolatey, cacao-y kind of creaminess to it that I really do expect from this coffee. You get a little bit of like a blackberry, and it just smells really smooth, really, really delicious. If you could, you need smell-o-vision. Actually, no, you don't. Just go and grind some yourself and put it in front of your nose and smell it. It's pretty amazing. And why is it amazing? Well, it's amazing because we have special access on this farm. We have special access into cupping every single day's pickings. And I'm going to let Roaster Steve tell you a little bit more about that now. So what I want to talk to you about here is one of the bonuses we have of working with this coffee, that we get to cup every single day's pickings. Now, what does that mean? Well, first of all, we can decide the quality of the coffee. So not every day's pickings and harvest is going to taste exactly the same. When you put it all together as a homogeneous bunch, you tend to get the medium mid-level, but we're not looking for medium mid-level, we're looking for exceptional. So every day we get, well, once a month we'll get like 20 samples arrive. We'll roast them and cup them, and we'll score them accordingly. Anything that scores 86 or above, 86, 87 will go into our, what's called our decaf blend. So that will be our decaf coffee for this year. Anything that is 87 to 90 will go into our estate blend. And that just means it comes from La Chorrera, as it would normally do. So you can expect that coffee to cup within those ranges. But what it does allow us to do is to find those exceptional days. So things where the sun shines brighter, the wind blows in a different way, certain things come together. And what that allows us to do is have micro lots from the farm. That's great, one-off, beautiful coffee. Sometimes we sell them to some of the coffee shops that we work with as an exclusive. Sometimes we put them on the website. That's not the end of it. What we're able to do is feed back to Carlos and the family about, this was really good, what did you do? And he goes back and looks at his diary and goes, oh, okay, that made a difference. That obviously was a better thing for the coffee. And then repeating it, he can then see if he gets the same results, then come back. What we've seen is year on year, we reject much less of the coffee from Carlos, and what we see year on year of much more of the micro lots and higher standards of coffee. Hence us being able to do the decaf, which we weren't able to do before, but there was so much coffee, we thought, why don't we send 60 bags of it off for decafing too? So this is a roaster and a farmer working together in perfect harmony. Okay, so this week we're brewing with the Cupping Brewer. There is a very good brew guide on this, you can go and see. I wholeheartedly recommend you to. And you can buy them on our website for a very reasonable price too. Not many of you have. So it's, I really like it. It's a different kind of brew. It's a little bit of a cross between an AeroPress and a cafetiere. So you get a little bit of that textury stuff in there, but you still get those clean flavours come through too. Do you like my mug? But look, Fat Steve's on this mug. Can we zoom in on Fat Steve? Can we get him? He was very jolly. He liked the pies. So that's with Gwilym, me, John Gordon and Colin Harmon back in 2010, I think that was, so in the olden days. But yes, let's talk about the coffee. So it's very much that milk chocolate that we saw earlier, a little bit of the blackberry jam, and cacao. It's chocolate. It's delicious. It's such an easy drink to have. It's a real chugger. I can sit there and definitely drink a lot more of this. Thank you for joining us. Please watch again. And do remember, life is too short for bad coffee. I hope nobody pulled a funny face down there while I've been doing this. You go,